Switzerland is a stunning country, with stunning scenery and world-class infrastructure. Outdoor sports fans will be in their element here. You'll discover various physical activities to enjoy, ranging from paragliding to mild hiking. As a result, you'll always have an excellent excuse to consume cheesy pizza. The country's outstanding standard of living comes at a hefty price, but in Switzerland, you generally get what you pay for. Switzerland embraces the outside world with open arms and the diversity of its inhabitants. For decades, its stable economy and banking rules have drawn international investment, and about a quarter of its population was born outside of the country. We've all heard a lot of stereotypes about Switzerland, and some of them may appeal to future expats. But these idealized images of mountains, money, and Swiss efficiency don't necessarily correspond to reality, and some of our long-held assumptions about the country may be wrong reasons for relocating here. I've outlined a few things you shouldn't expect while migrating to Switzerland, and what you should expect instead. Choosing to relocate to a new country is a significant decision. This guide provides practical advice on some of the challenges that people who are relocating to Switzerland experience. Switzerland is a safe, efficient, and clean country with excellent transportation infrastructure. The high cost of living in Switzerland reflects the high standard of living. In terms of spoken language and terms of culture and philosophy, Switzerland's 4 regions differ substantially. You've undoubtedly heard that Switzerland is pricey, so make sure you compare costs to salaries in Switzerland. Although transportation in Switzerland is expensive, the infrastructure is generally excellent, with few delays and strong connections. A single ride on any Swiss city's public transportation system costs roughly 5 Swiss francs. However, there are discounts available, the half-fare card, or you can buy a cheaper ticket for shorter distances. Some cantons have more outstanding taxes, such as Geneva, Zurich, and Bern, while others have lower taxes Zug, Uri, Nidwalden, and Appenzell Innerrhoden. There will be distinctions between urban and rural residents even within the same canton. There are several ways to save money in Switzerland, particularly on meals and public transportation. The Swiss housing market is challenging because of the restricted availability of houses in some areas. Property prices, both for purchase and renting, remain very expensive, particularly in urban regions. The majority of individuals, including residents, rent their homes, limiting the number of properties available. This raises housing prices and causes apartment dwellers to spend money on hotels and hostels. Apartments are the most prevalent type of lodging in Switzerland, both in large cities like Geneva and smaller towns like Zurich. Some freestanding houses are available, but they are usually pricey or located outside of urban areas. Individual housing arrangements can be made utilizing publicly accessible resources. Although listings in local or regional newspapers are still available, more information is now available, but notification may be restricted because properties are not often listed on the internet because of the short time between renters. A real estate or relocation agent, on the other hand, can assist in the study of housing possibilities. The agent can also help the landlord prioritize a specific rental application over others. In contrast, the landlord always has the final say. There is no requirement for the landlord to accept the first application for a rental property. Landlords commonly demand a security deposit of up to 3 months' rent. Property purchases can take time and have an impact on a person's tax situation. You should seek the assistance of an experienced real estate agent who can explain the numerous expenses that will be needed upon purchase, such as transfer taxes, notary fees, and land register fees. Approximately 6 to 7% of the purchase price should be budgeted for these fees. If you're a newcomer to Switzerland, seek apartments in urban areas with easy access to public transit. It may be idyllic to live in the countryside, and finding vacant properties outside major towns is unquestionably easier. You may feel lonely if you don't speak the local language. Although certain in-demand professional sectors such as medical and IT, or even cheesemaking, are in high order, working in Switzerland can be challenging and time-consuming if you do not speak the local language or have sufficient expertise. High living conditions and salaries are the key attractions for expatriates who want to work in Switzerland. However, expats must first find jobs and navigate the residency permit process. Even during the Eurozone crisis and the severe impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Swiss economy has continued to develop, and unemployment has remained relatively low. Financial services, information technology, and biotechnology are popular places for expats to work. However, because Switzerland's immigration policy is quota-based, and it must be demonstrated that locals cannot fill the position a foreigner seeks, expats permitted to work in the country are typically highly trained and educated. Switzerland also has a solid service-oriented economy. Tourism and overall industry employ many people and account for a large portion of the country's income. Many international corporations utilize English as their business language, but expats who do not understand German, French, or Italian have fewer options. Even though Switzerland is a small country, its citizens speak 4 languages: German, French, Italian, and Rheto-Romanic. German is by far the most widely spoken language in Switzerland. 19 of the country's 26 cantons are predominantly Swiss German-speaking. The Swiss Romande, or western section of the country, speaks French. Geneva, Jura, Neuchâtel, and Vaud are the 4 French-speaking cantons. 3 cantons are bilingual. French and German are spoken in Bern, Freiburg, and Valais. Italian is spoken in Ticino, and 4 of Canton Graubünden's southern valleys. Graubünden, the only trilingual canton, speaks Romansh. German and Italian are the other 2 languages are spoken there. Romansh is a Latin-based language, similar to Italian and French. It is only said by 0.5% of Switzerland's population. The many immigrants living in Switzerland have brought their languages with them, which now outnumber Romansh and Italian combined. Serbian or Croatian speakers made up the most significant foreign language group in the 2000 census, accounting for 1.4% of the population. For 1% of the people, English was the primary language. For more articles visit expatrace.com.